and welcome to Relationship Soup. I'm your host, Lisa Hughes. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. How y'all doing today? How was your weekend? How was your week? How's your week going, y'all? Y'all enjoying this rain? Well, anyway, I hope that your week is off to a great start. I appreciate y'all for joining me today because today's show is going to be a chef's kiss, right? So anyway, I hope that y'all are doing well. Thank y'all for joining me. I do not take it for granted. Y'all already know that. As per usual, get your comments in the chat, come with your questions, all of that, because tonight, this show is going to be very dynamic. Wait till y'all see who I'm bringing on tonight, right? So anyway, get y'all comments out there. I'm so excited. But anyway, y'all already know I got to do some housekeeping before we get started. I just want to thank every single one of y'all for pulling up tonight. So whether you're watching us live on Facebook, catching us live on YouTube, or listen to a replay, I see you, I love you, and I appreciate you. So thank y'all so much. Cousin Desiree, don't never miss. Always the first comment, right? Cause you be waiting there, don't you? Cuz just a little bit. I know you be looking forward to the show, right? But anyway, I appreciate you. I see you. High Tonality Records. I appreciate you. Yeah, happy Cinco de Mayo. It is Cinco de Mayo, right? What y'all doing tonight? Holla at me. So anyway, y'all, let me go ahead and get this housekeeping in. Y'all already know. Y'all should be liking, subscribing across all platforms. And for those that are new here, okay, you might not know what I'm going to say, but for those that ain't new, you already know where I'm going. So just act like it's brand new, all right? So you should be liking, subscribing across all platforms. On YouTube, it's Relationship Soup, period. You got to put the period. Now, the forum. Get in the Facebook forum, y'all. We still strong, right? It's RelationshipSoupGroup. If you want to follow me, it's RelationshipSoupLLC. And y'all already know where I'm going next. Hello, me. You can get this on Amazon. This is my 100-page positive affirmation book for children, beautifully illustrated. Y'all get in on Hello Me. I'm telling y'all, and I say it every time. I appreciate the love that y'all are showing me with Hello Me. It's a beautiful book. The children, they love it. Your child is going to love it. I'm already telling you now, they're going to love this book. Let me show y'all some of these illustrations. I try to give y'all a little sneak peek without giving y'all too much. These are some of the illustrations and how the pages look. Get in on this. It's available across various platforms from Barnes & Nobles to Amazon. And of course, you can DM me and hit me up and we can talk about getting you a signed copy. So just, hello me. Don't forget. All right, y'all. So anyway, I appreciate y'all so much for joining me. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for all your support with Relationship Soup, because without you, there is no Relationship Soup, right? All right, so let's get into this 103rd episode, y'all, 103. All right, so this is still part of the Major Keys series, right? And this one is called Major Keys to Mastering Your Mindset and Owning Your Genius with Kimmisha Michels. I'm telling you, I am so impressed with Kimmisha. I'm telling you, she is definitely, I would consider a divine connection. I've just been blessed to cross paths with so many wonderful people, right? But they say that people are your mirror. So, I receive that. But anyway, today's conversation is all about creativity, innovation, and owning your unique genius. I definitely would classify Kimmisha as a genius. I mean, so many people have ideas, do we not? Visions, dreams, and some of that stuff is just sitting on the inside of us, right? But not everyone has the courage or the strategy to bring those ideas to life. Today's guest, Kimmisha Michels, is someone who didn't just dream, she executed. Now, when I tell you she is the definition of a multi-hyphenate, she is. She is an inventor, best-selling author of the book Mindset, Friend or Foe, recording artist, and entrepreneur, right? She is so many levels to Kimmisha, okay? She has mastered the art of creating across various spaces while staying true to self. Y'all know how I feel about the relationship with self and staying true to self, right? So this episode is definitely for the visionaries, the creatives, the innovators, and even for those who are still trying to figure out what their thing is, where they need to go. Because sometimes your power isn't choosing one lane, right? It's learning how to drive them all with purpose, right? Sit on that for a second. Right. All right. So let's go ahead and get into these major keys. Let me go ahead and bring to this virtual stage Kimmisha. How are you?
I am excellent. How are you?
Oh, man. Blessed, happy, healthy, holy, whole, all that, right? One of my new affirmations, just saying. I appreciate you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me on your show. I feel very honored to be here.
Well, thank you. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. So tell my listeners something about you.
Whew. Well, I was born and raised in Denver, Colorado. Um, was a creative from a small kid. Always had an ideal. Always doing something entertaining. In school, I did drama, and I just loved entertaining and making people happy.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Sometimes very young, I believe we have an idea what we want to do, right? Am I lying
Mhm.
a little bit?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so earlier I referred to you as a multi hyphenate. Okay. What inspired you to explore so many different creative and business paths?
Oh my. One part of that was, for 20 years, I was in a mental prison
Hmm. Hmm.
from being in a narcissistic relationship. I just learned to be quiet and hide and not have a clue who I was.
Hmm.
And it wasn't until I realized that I'm no longer bound by that relationship or the thoughts or the dehumanizing,
Hmm.
and that I'm free and I can do and be whoever I want. And it doesn't matter what other people's opinions are. I just got to do what I got to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's powerful, and especially to get to that point, right? Because it's amazing how, certain relationships can impact us, right?
It's true. It's true. He had me feeling like dirt had more respect than I did.
Oh, goodness. Yes.
And so it definitely created a lot of
Hmm.
fear of being seen, fear of being heard, fear that I'm a real person.
Hmm.
It caused shrinking, um, and shrinking because of what somebody else believes, which you adapt into your thinking,
Hmm.
start believing whatever they're feeding you, and you have to break the cycle.
You must. You absolutely have to. You have to. Absolutely. And, you know, kudos to you and for breaking that cycle, for being brave enough to do that because it's not always easy to break those cycles or break out of anything because I think sometimes people don't realize just even the rewiring of your brain when you are in those kind of relationships, whether it's narcissistic, abusive, like even being in a relationship with an avoidant can cause some rewiring, right? So,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So let's see here. I see your comments and I will bring them on. Are you hearing any kind of like feedback or anything? I'm trying to because I look
No.
class earlier. I'm telling you, I ain't gonna say who it, I'm not gonna say the brand. I know my listeners know, but it was just really weird. I was getting kickback. I was slow. So y'all, again, yes, I did. I paid my bill. It's it's just interference. So yeah. All right. So let's see here. So what else do I want to ask you? So many people struggle with self-doubt. Okay.
Mhm.
When stepping into something new. How did you overcome that? I know you kind of talked about your plight. So, what are some other things that you did to overcome that?
Well, one, I had to recognize that there was an issue.
Hmm.
And then I had to figure out one, the patterns, and also the root of the problem. And what I noticed is that whenever I was going to make a decision or do something, usually it was based off of fear. And why am I so fearful when I make a decision? Why is my heart about to jump out my chest? Or why do I feel like a panic button went off? So I just started researching and looking deep into what was causing it. And it's trauma. And then I realized that that trauma kicked my brain into survival protection mode, which means that my nervous system is making all my decisions for me, whether it was good or it was bad. And I needed to find a way to stop my nervous system from doing that, because when it's making bad decisions for you, it puts you out there like you have lost your mind, um, which, people only see the behavior. They don't see the behind the scenes of what's causing the behavior. So you're judged on the behavior, when internally you're trying to figure it out, and you're trying to stop it, but you don't know how to stop it.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So what I started doing was recognizing the pattern that produced the fear, that produces the survival protection mode. So if I interrupt that, then I can reprogram and reset my mind so that one, I'm making better decisions and I don't have to be so fearful when I make a decision.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. All right. So let me ask you this, genius, because from our conversation, our initial conversation, genius came to mind, just speaking to you. So what does owning your genius mean to you personally?
Again, fear. It is dismissing that fear that you don't have to live in what other people think about you. You don't always have to shrink because somebody thinks you're not good enough, or why should it be you, or why this or why that. Um, you have a choice. You could either stand and live in what they have decided for you, or you could just break loose and be a rebel and do your thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so let's see here. We have a few comments. Let's just see here. So, what's up, Dr. Cooper? Greetings. Thank you for joining us. Beautiful. We appreciate you. Then we have Kimmy Weeks.
Oh, hey.
Hello from Florida. Okay. Let's get it. Thank you so much for joining us. Then we have Blade. Thanks for joining us, Blade. We appreciate you. And then we have Shauna Yancey. Thanks for joining us, Shauna. We appreciate you. All right, so let's see here. So let me ask you this. How do you balance creativity with the structure required to run a business? So like, how do you balance all that? Because with being creative, like you got to be in the space, right? Even I know that you got to have that balance so that creativity can flow, right?
Right. You got, well, at least for me, I can only speak for me. I usually have to be in a zone. And if I can catch the zone, the more creative I can be. So I have to set rules and boundaries. It has to be, most of the time, a quiet space that doesn't have a lot of interruptions. And if I listen to music, it can't be too like bumpity and groovy that makes you want to dance and you forget all about work. It has to be, it has to be very mellow music. Other than that, I'll be up there, woo, yeah, baby. And no work is getting done.
Okay. Absolutely. Been there, right? Supposed to be working. Then I play something from the 90s, like something that was like that in that top 10, right? Something
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to be, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
up here, dancing.
Yes, I have to set rules. And then I have to figure out what time of day works best for me.
Mhm,
So usually late nights or early mornings work best.
mhm. That makes sense. That makes sense. All
Mhm.
right, so let's see here. All right, so as a best-selling author, what's one key lesson you've learned about sharing your story or message?
One, getting over the fear because a lot of times people will try and shame you
Mhm,
because you didn't have it all together. Well,
mhm,
look what she did.
mhm,
And that, 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 that. And so it kind of creates this uh, it paralyzes you um,
mhm,
because then you become ashamed to share your story. Um, but at the same time, you realize that if you share your story, you know that other people are going through it.
mhm. Absolutely.
And they just may need your perspective in
Mhm,
order to come through it or out of it.
mhm.
So by keeping it to yourself, I was told, you're being selfish.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, right? Because people out there need what you got, right?
Correct.
Mhm,
And if you live in the belief system that no one wants to hear from you or no one cares about what you have to say, then the person who needs to hear it the most won't ever hear it.
mhm, mhm. That makes sense. So tell us about your book, Mindset and or foe, right? We're gonna get into your music here in a second, right? I always admire like just, anyone who definitely, exhibits their talents. But people that can sing, man, I tell you, I'll be like, man, if I can sing, right? But we don't get there, okay? So tell us about your book.
So I wrote the book based off of my experience of being able to recognize my patterns
Mhm, mhm,
and how I was able to free myself from that mental prison that I was stuck in for 20 years.
mhm, mhm,
And how it was impacting my life, how it was impacting my business and how people saw me. And I wanted to change that because I knew that I could do so much better if I didn't have my nervous system jacking me up.
mhm, mhm.
And
Absolutely.
and I was tired of it. But I also realized no one was coming to rescue me. No one was coming to save me. No one was going to help me figure this out. So I had to figure it out on my own.
Mhm,
And through the process of telling my story through anthologies, um, it just helped me to realize that I have this internal battle going on with Kim, the person I became during the marriage, versus Kimmisha.
mhm, mhm.
And because I'm a Gemini, I had to pit them against each other. But
Okay.
Kim wanted to stay hidden.
Mhm,
She wanted to hide, not cause any confrontation, just be a people pleaser and just be quiet. And Kim or Kamisha is the rebel. She don't care.
mhm,
She don't care. She got things to do, and if you're in the way, she's gonna knock you out.
mhm, mhm.
And so the two just battled. Every time I went to go do something, Kim would be, no, don't do it, don't do it. It's too scary. It's too scary for kids. Don't do it. Kamisha's like, I don't care. We're doing this. Wrong, right? We're jump out there. And so it was this battle internal that no one could see what
Mhm,
was going on mentally. but they could see some of the aftermath in my behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Have
Mm-hmm.
a question like, what is wrong with this child?
Mm-hmm. 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 Okay.
So the book is about helping others to recognize some of those patterns so that they can reset their mindset and nervous system at the same time so
Mm-hmm.
they can experience freedom from that struggle
Mm-hmm.
of the battle, not knowing or, fighting the imposter syndrome, what trauma caused that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But uh, and if you know the difference of when you're operating in survival or protection mode, then maybe this isn't the best time for me to make decisions in my life
Mm-hmm.
or in my business, because it's not me who's going to be making that decision. It's going to be my nervous system.
Right.
And that nervous system is probably going to do something that's really going to jack me up, make me lose money, or make me end up in a crisis, or make me have to close my business because the mistake was so bad
Mm-hmm.
that there's no coming back from it.
That's true. That makes sense. That makes sense. And we were talking earlier. I'm telling you, I've seen so much, so many conversations about your nervous system, even, just how, it is impacted in relationships, in business, and in various aspects, and even energetically, right? So,
Yeah. Make you believe that you need to stay in a room that you don't belong in.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see here. So let me ask you this. Now let's get to the recording artist, right? Tell us about your song, okay? Tell us because you've been able to make all of this work. Like it is like a will. It all works together. Tell us about your song.
Okay. So when I, figured out that I was free, I wanted to build basically a business wellness ecosystem
Mm-hmm,
that not only addresses the hidden fractures that you have in your business, but also your mindset, the burnout, the I'm stuck, the imposter syndrome,
mm-hmm,
because that leads to business closure, which also impacts suicide, because suicide is the number two demographic for business owners.
wow.
Business owners are 3 to 7 times more likely to commit suicide. And so, if you really stop and think about the bigger impact, homelessness, you lose your life savings, you can't afford to live nowhere.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Now you're going to have a mental breakdown. And now you're going to be on the fence. I
mm-hmm,
used to be good, but now I'm in survivor mode and I don't care because I got mouths to feed.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I need to figure out how to keep a roof over my head. And so you become borderline.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Um, it ha- so I wanted to bring the impact of mindset and the choices and how it affects the whole ecosystem. And I wanted to build a wellness system for business owners that included the mindset.
mm-hmm.
So I created a platform with actually 6 different softwares
Okay.
to address the issues.
Wow.
And so the and the mindset is part of that. Um, and in your key stakeholders. So, and that's how the song and the book came about was okay, so now you have your business. You need your business to be healthy. But in order for your business to be healthy, you need to know where all your fractures are.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
You need to know where your mindset tolerance and readiness is. Are you building a business that your mindset can't tolerate?
Wow.
72% of business owners complain about mindset issues.
Hmm.
42% actually close because of it.
Wow.
So when you start putting the numbers together and start connecting, well, for me, I wanted to solve it. I wanted to bring a solution. We talk about it, but we're the solutions,
Mhm.
not a surface level. I wanted to bring a deep rooted
That makes
solution,
sense. Absolutely. That makes sense. That makes sense.
position, and change things so that you're more resilient, sustainable, and built for longevity. So we have the scan that finds the fractures, and
Mhm.
then we have the system that fixes it and guides you on how to build, that resiliency and the pivoting.
Mhm. Mhm.
Well, if you're having mindset issues, well, then we got to work on that too.
Mhm. Mhm.
We don't treat entrepreneurship as a whole. We make you choose branding, marketing, sales, systems, but we don't treat it as a whole. And so, in order for us to build healthy or businesses, we have to treat the whole system. And so, if we can make the business and the key stakeholders healthy, then they can stay whole while they're building their business.
Mhm.
So each software has its purpose. And one of the things that I recognize sometimes with the mindset, we have a hard time articulating how we feel, even though we can verbally communicate,
Mhm.
but sometimes we can't articulate what's happening. So then I built over 200 emojis that give your feelings a face so that you can say, this is how I feel. And then I built a system where you can track your mindset and emotions.
Mhm. Wow. Okay.
And so I put it into 7 different zones from crisis to regulated.
Mhm.
And then, of course, well, now that we're talking about mindset and feelings and emotions, how do we channel all of that?
Mhm. Mhm.
How do we process it? Well, music. Music allows you to recognize what's going on, say, been there, done that, but then it also brings about healing.
I
And
love.
so I created a song for every zone.
Wow. Brilliant.
And
Brilliant.
I wouldn't call myself a singer, but I wanted to make an impact for those who are really going through to say, I see you. I understand that struggle that you're going through. I know that you are running on empty. I know that you feel like you're drowning, but you don't want to give up either.
Right.
So those are the words that I put into the songs is to let you know that you've been seen.
Mhm. Mhm. I love that. That makes sense.
So that's how Friend Info all came about. And, when you're just like beep bopping, when you're in the car and you're beep bopping, you just feel like, yeah, yeah, my mind. Is it my friend today or is it my foe?
Right? Like, where are we today? And I love that because, just even, being an entrepreneur as well, you assess like certain aspects of the business and stuff
Mhm.
like that. But if I'm even thinking about my journey and just even, others' journeys that I've had conversations with, I can't really think of a time where I really did a true assessment of my mindset, right? Other than like the personality test we took, well, I took early on in college to assess career, ideal career choices and stuff like that. I can't really say that I've taken an assessment during this journey to see where I am. And, just if I need to pivot from, it's just brilliant. Like when you tell me about that, I'm like, what? I'm gonna have to have you come in and talk to my students, right? Because I do have a lot of student business. I teach business, so I have a lot of business majors, entrepreneurship majors, and all that. So anyway, yeah, it's absolutely.
I created a course that I'm getting ready to launch. I did some beta testing so I would know how to do it because I've never taught online before, which is way different than in person.
Yes, it is.
So I wanted to test and see what I need to do, but I made it very interactive so that you as the participant can do hands-on, because I feel like you learn best hands-on. And so that you could see the results for yourself of, oh my gosh, I've been shrinking for so long, and you feel empowered, like, I do so much better because now I have the right tools to, do what you got to do.
Absolutely. And I love that you have that interactive piece in your courses, right? In your course, because that is so important. I think some people who are in the position to, instruct, teach, or whatever, they don't realize the importance of the interactive piece, right? Because I can truly say, just with even the degrees that I have, right? I have 4 degrees.
Wow.
The best education I received was from the school where it was hands-on. It was you know what I'm saying? It was interactive and all that. That I retained so much. Now I know people learn differently. I'm just saying that, just having that interactive piece in there is just really so important, right? Because the goal should be for, your students to retain it, to be able to have the hands-on, to see the results. That's going to make more of an impact than, you stand in front of a class for 3 hours with a PowerPoint reading it. Right, which I have seen in real time, and I'll tell colleagues like, "Yo, that's not it. that's why your numbers look like that. That's why your numbers look like that. For real. That's why my numbers look like this and your numbers look like that, because you read the PowerPoint." So I commend you on that. I commend you for being able to recognize that.
Yeah, I start the class off by doing an assessment, so you know exactly your mindset, tolerance, and readiness.
Absolutely, totally. Let's see what we got here. Okay, we have some comments. Let's see what we have. Okay, so we have Holly Ortiz. Hello, beautiful. Thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Ralph Matthews, great works of greatness from Ralph. Oh, I see you. Okay, Ralph. Okay. All right. So thank you so much, Jamel. I appreciate you for joining us. And then, Ann Grigsby Turner, congratulations, Auntie. Now you a Turner. A Grigsby Turner. All right. So let's see here. And then we have Tonality Records. Oftentimes, when faced with abuse in any capacity, the nervous system goes into fight or flight. Very true, right? Response: long-term abuse conditions causes us to shrink ourselves and result in Stockholm syndrome regimen. That makes sense.
And the problem is that most people don't realize it because we're not taught it. So to a certain degree, you feel like you're going crazy when you could have, post-traumatic stress from it. There's so many things, in school, they teach you how abuse changes a development pattern for children, but no one tells you as an adult, if you suffer a trauma, what it does to your mind.
Absolutely.
And so it's important to educate people, to let them know that the trauma that they may, that the trauma that they faced or had affects everything.
It does. It absolutely does. And if you can understand that as well, because I've heard the conversations and, well, why don't they just leave, or why are they accepting it? It is it is more than just the action. It's like a snowball of what is impacted, for lack of a better term. Like, it is rewiring. It really is.
But death can also be a trauma for somebody.
Absolutely it can. Absolutely it can.
Breakups, because everybody has a different mindset tolerance.
Very true.
And snapping points. And if you look at society today, you can tell mindset tolerances all day long.
Okay.
So, yeah, but it just, mindset just is having a big impact on our communities.
Absolutely. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Let's see here. Oh, hey, Lucky. Flowers for us.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. All right, so let's see here, because I do have a couple more questions. Let's see here. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to ask you. You never mind. You already dropped the song in the.
Oh, I did. Yes, I have the song in the chat. Okay. And I'll post it again to make sure that everyone sees it. But the song is in the chat. It looks like it's on Spotify, right? And it's on Apple Music as well, right?
It is.
So y'all gotta check it out. Y'all gotta check it out.
Mm-hmm. When I first did it and I sent it out, my daughter, she was like, "Mom, I played this song 5 hours straight." And then another friend of mine, she was like, "I played it for 3 hours straight."
See, that's what I'm talking about. Absolutely. All right, so let's see here. What is one mistake you see aspiring entrepreneurs or creatives make too often? What's one of the mistakes you see?
One, that they're so passionate about what they do, they forget to build for tomorrow. They're focused on today only.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And they don't protect what they built. It's like, let's just give it away. Let's give it away for free. Or, oh, nobody will want to steal my idea. Yes, people are waiting in the shadows to take what you have created and make it their own. And you lose all the hard work that you put into it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's very true. And, I tell students, protect yourselves. Like, when we are going over business plans and stuff like that, it's so funny because there should always be like legal documentation, like a non-compete, a non-disclosure, whatever, right? Just to protect yourself, even if you're going into business with a partner, right? Because of course, there's rainbows and butterflies going into it, but I know some people right now, they battling it out in court because they thought they was gonna go in, they was all homies, and now everybody fighting over
everything.
Everything, and it's just like, y'all didn't put the legal in place. You didn't protect yourself. You didn't,
because you just believe that everything is going to work out, and then things change. Things change.
Absolutely. Just like a regular relationship, marriage. You go in, all this gonna last forever. We gonna be good. We got. Hey. Okay, look, it's all a part of the plan. The breakup it all works together, but at the same time, still protect yourself. Right. I stress that with students, with anybody I have a conversation with. Protect yourself. Have those those contracts in place. It can't hurt you. I remember back in the day when I first started, I had my parents sign one. I'm like, yeah, can y'all sign this? Not.
And don't be afraid to go to the Library of Congress and copyright, and don't be afraid to file a patent.
Please do. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Absolutely. As you should.
It's not your peers who approve the patent. It's the patent office.
Exactly.
So don't allow people to talk you out of it. Just do it.
Just do it. Just, I'm telling you, you will protect
Oh,
yourself in every way that you can. Right? It's better to do it than to not. Right? Even if it's extra time, extra money, whatever. In the end, I feel like it, from a peace of mind to just being able to protect what you created, it is so important.
it is, it is, it is, it is.
All right, so let's see here. We have a couple more comments. Let's see here. Hey, Mark Lee. Hello from Durham, North Carolina. There are energy vampires in the entrepreneur space. Absolutely, there are.
Right.
Absolutely, there are.
Mm-hmm. And then you got your scammers
Oh, my goodness.
looking and hoping to pray
Absolutely.
to steal because they know how to capitalize on your ideals.
Yes, they do. They really do. Let's see here. I'm surprised how many people don't have business plans or mission statements. Definitely. Definitely. Absolutely. Some people treat business like it's a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is a hobby, though, depending on it.
And sometimes that's all your mindset can handle.
That's the truth. That's the truth, right?
But there's a way to still, even if it is a hobby, there is a way to build a business that's making money as a hobby.
Definitely happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And I agree with producer songwriter because as soon as I wrote all the songs, I went to the Library of Congress and copyrighted every last one of them. Got my what is that, ASCAP number and everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Look, I'm with you, right? One of my really good friends was an attorney that worked in that area, and I was like, man, look, every little thing, like, look, manuscripts, say less. I got that copyright. You know, my
Mhm.
business name, say less. They're mine, right? I mean, it's just worth it. It's
But
worth it.
that's how we can build generation of wealth because we got to change our mindset about around that because your creation is your wealth.
Absolutely.
So don't give it to anybody without making them pay you the cheddar.
Hey, absolutely.
And if you have a really good, business attorney or you're really good at being business suave, you layer that.
Hmm.
Just don't build like one thing, build something that's going to have multiple revenue streams.
Absolutely. Definitely. I think that's really important as well. Let's see here. I just have a couple more questions and then I'm gonna get you out of here, right? And so, like, and my listeners, they'll tell you too, because like Tuesdays is like my really long day. So like by 8 o'clock, like I don't know what it is. And I need to get better about eating and stuff like that on Tuesdays, but I just be going anyway. All right, but anyway. So all right. So I mean you kind of touched on this a little bit earlier. I know even during our conversation. How do you handle criticism or doubt from others when you're doing something unconventional?
So beforehand, I would probably shrink and be like, oh, maybe you're right. But once I experience the freedom, I take what I need and dismiss everything else. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to pay my bills. And if I allow you to talk myself out of financial gain, whether it's today or tomorrow, then shame on me.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Absolutely.
and when I look at TikTok and people posting stuff, and even though I may think it's stupid, I'm like, they're getting paid. Who am I to say that they can't get paid?
Exactly.
Because I may not like the content doesn't mean that I'm mad at them for figuring out a way to get paid for posting whatever they post.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see here. Let's see here. Mark Lee says, how does Miss Weeks deal with the imposter syndrome?
Find the root of the problem
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then um, 90-day mindset, nervous system reset.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see here. Some people don't realize what they have. Some people don't want to go into family business. They want to pave their own way. It's very
And
true.
sometimes that's best.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Again, it all comes back down to mindset, tolerance, and readiness.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's just say that family business isn't in their tolerance realm.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're running a business where you don't have that tolerance, you're going to get burnt out.
Mm-hmm. 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 Very.
And when you're burnt out, you're going to be like Angela Bassett. You're going to have that match and you're going to put all your business in that cart and you're going to light up and you don't even care. You don't care about the aftermath, the consequences. You just don't care because you are so done. You
Mm-hmm.
want to see it burn.
Absolutely. That makes sense. That makes sense. It
And
really
then you're proud because you're like, I burnt that mother trucker to the ground.
the ground. And I don't even care.
No one can burn it down better than I can. Watch.
You hear me?
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Let's see here. So, if you could give one major key to someone sitting on an idea right now, what would it be?
Don't be afraid to pursue it because somebody needs what you're offering. If you look back at history, people invented things because they saw a problem and they knew how to solve it. They didn't ask for permission. They went down to that patent office, filed their patents, whether history tried to write them out or not. They pursued their inventions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of those inventions we have today.
That makes sense. Absolutely.
And make life convenient for us. So think about it that way. We just have to change our mind on how we look at things.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Absolutely. Let's see here. So, where can my listeners find you?
Whew. Now, why did you have to go and ask that question?
I know. Look, whatever you feel is good, with divulging, right? Because look, some stuff I ain't gonna give out. Look, in class, I'd be like, my LinkedIn.
I do. I hang out on LinkedIn.
Okay.
I am trying to get my TikTok and Instagram going. I'll be the first to admit I'm horrible at posting. Even though I have really good stuff, I just,
Same.
I just don't post it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all about to change because I'm going to get it out of my hands into the right people who will post it for me so that the content can get out there.
That's what it's about, being able to delegate. That is so important because I'm with you. I identify with that, right? So I'll put your LinkedIn out there and then like your website. Right?
So new website coming soon.
Yes.
I am revamping it.
Yes.
I know my superpowers. Well, I've always known my superpower. I just didn't use them. But now
they're being used at the right time.
True. But as me and my girlfriend says, this year I'm coming in to kick bitches in the throat.
You hear me? We can't. You hear me? You better say it.
I'm not taking any prisoners. I'm coming for the throat in everything that I do.
Hey, get it, do it, right? Absolutely. All right. Well, let's see here. Powered Up says, is she a professor or something? I gotta see Powered Up. You're gonna have to go back and rewatch it. About late. Right.
Yeah. No, I'm not a professor.
Yeah, something like that. Teacher, right? Instructor, right? All right. So, so thank you so much, Kimmisha. I really appreciate you, and blessings, love, and light to you. May everything you touch turn to platinum, right? May you be blessed with favor beyond measure in all you do.
Thank you. I received that and I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great rest of the evening. And everybody who tuned in, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank y'all. All right. So thank you, Kimmisha. All right, boom. So look, you heard it here first, right? Some seeds were and some jewels were definitely dropped. I know there's a few more comments. Mark, you right. You right. I mean, but I'm not, I'm not rushing nobody. It's just how it's flowing right now. Yeah, I am getting a little hungry. We all are. Absolutely, we are. We all have something to teach, and we are the, what's the word? The geniuses of our stories, right? We are what's the word I'm looking for? Y'all know what I'm trying to say, right? We all got something to teach. Absolutely. Shout out to Kimmisha. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Lucky. I appreciate you. But it is what kills some Black. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. That is what kills some of Black Wall Street businesses. All right, y'all. So this conversation right here is a reminder that your ideas have value, right? You have value. Your ideas have value, but also potential and impact. Major keys were dropped in a major way. Was they not tonight? Own your genius, stay consistent, embrace innovation, and don't be afraid to create a lane that doesn't already exist. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. You don't have to fit into a box when you were designed to build something original, right? You don't have to stay in nobody's box. You don't. So if this episode inspires you, you already know, share it with someone who needs to finally act on their vision, who needs to move. So make sure that y'all doing that. So let me see here. Y'all know I'm not going to end this podcast without an affirmation, right? I'm just going to read it tonight, okay? So my affirmation for tonight is I am a clear channel for divine ideas and inspired action. My creativity flows freely and abundantly. What I create prospers. What I pursue succeeds. And I boldly walk into my purpose without fear. Right? Let's see here. What else I got to say? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, you know what? Let me say this. Yes, and happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there. Happy Mother's Day is this weekend, right? Yep. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Speaking of mothers, shout out to my mother. Thank you so much for watching tonight, Mama. I appreciate I appreciate all my guests, my viewers. With each episode, I appreciate Kimmisha. Thank you so much for joining me and my viewers. And let me go ahead and do this last little bit of housekeeping, y'all. Y'all almost made me forget. Talking about some happy Mother's Day. You see how you do tonality? Be trying to throw me off. So on YouTube, again, you should be liking, subscribing across all platforms. On YouTube, it's Relationship Soup, period. You got to put the period. If you want to join the forum, I just giggle when I talk about that forum, y'all. Anyway, come join the forum. Relationship Soup Group, if you want to follow me, is RelationshipSoupLLC. And of course, hello, me. Available now on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Apple, Kindle. It's everywhere. So get your hands on Hello Me. Bless them babies with the word of affirmation, a positive outlook, right? Because we know how life is. And it's important for whatever you do in life to make sure that you have a positive outlook of self, that you are in tune with self. So plant these seeds early, right? And even if you're an adult, hello me. All right. All right, y'all. So let's see. Is there anything else? Anything else that I need? Yeah, shout out to Mama Hughes. Yes. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all. Ralph, I appreciate you. Lucky and true. Hush up, Lucky. All right, so let's see. Is there anything else? Am I missing any comments? Y'all know I try to bring y'all comments on before getting out of here. Proms were in May. Yes, there's a lot of proms going on. College graduations. Yes, absolutely. Congratulations to all the graduates at the college that I teach at. Y'all looked fantastic this past week. Samuel Jackson. Mr. Jackson. Thank you so much. Yeah, but you know what, Mr. Jackson, you should buy like 5 of them, right? Buy 5 of them. Hit me up. You local, I can autograph them for you or, sign them or whatever. All right. All right. So is there anything else? I think that's it, y'all. I think that is it for tonight. I appreciate y'all. Just keep believing in what's inside of you, y'all. And it starts with you. You got to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else, right? So let's see here. Is there anything else? I'm done with y'all comments tonight. Make sure that y'all join me next week, because we're gonna do some things. You're gonna see. The best is still yet to come. So until we meet next time, peace.